A lot of people have asked me, can you do a video about Kyrie to the Spurs? Can you do a video about Kyrie to the Suns? Can you do a video about Kyrie to the Bucks? Here is the Suns' take, because there is a report from Cleveland.com that is blowing up in terms of the Suns trading for Kyrie Irving. Now, here's the headline from Bleacher Report. Firstly, the Cavs would love Devin Booker in a deal. Well, who wouldn't love Devin Booker in a deal? Devin Booker is one of the most sound young shooting guards in the NBA, and I overlooked him, I'll be honest. But boy, has he proven me wrong and many others. So here are the trades that I think would work. Devin Booker and Eric Bledsoe for Kyrie Irving. Sounds cool. Devin Booker and Brandon Knight for Kyrie Irving. Hang on a second. Slow your roll. Brandon Knight is going to be out for a year with a torn ACL. So anything to do with Brandon Knight, if you had it in your head, just take it out. Let it go. So here's the other problem with this next trade. Eric Bledsoe and Josh Jackson for Kyrie Irving. Sounds good, right? Wrong. And here's why. Josh Jackson is untouchable. Devin Booker is untouchable. The other part with all of this is, with Josh Jackson being in control for 4 years, Kyrie Irving you only have for 2. The Suns would need to know that Kyrie Irving is giving them their blessing of not only trading for him, but also agreeing in principle to sign an extension, because you're not going to make an investment of Josh Jackson, who's going to be, I believe, pretty good, and also Devin Booker, who was already really good, for Kyrie Irving to walk and get that free agency money that every NBA player wants in 2 years. And the cap is going to go up. So would it be a sound investment for, and I know I keep saying that, I'm sorry, but would it be a good investment for the Suns to trade for Kyrie Irving if they traded Josh Jackson and Devin Booker? I say no, because you don't know if Kyrie Irving is going to agree. And hypothetically, if Kyrie Irving does agree, do you want to give up on Devin Booker and Josh Jackson, knowing that their potential is sky fucking high? So here's a quick quote from Cleveland.com. The Suns will be willing to trade Eric Bledsoe as part of a deal for Irving, even if Irving makes no commitment. But they would not want to include rookie Josh Jackson in the deal, assuming Irving keeps his options open. The Cavs would love shooting guard Devin Booker, but he's as close to untouchable as anyone on the Suns roster. So with that being said, here are the 3 teamers that I think would work. Okay? Now, again, this involves Devin Booker. Just follow it, because I believe that it would have to be Josh Jackson or Devin Booker. You can't not give them either one if you're Phoenix, if you want to get Kyrie Irving. Here are the 3 teamers. Now, I base this also on Cleveland needing defensive help, because that was the biggest Achilles for them in the NBA Finals. They could not stop Golden State. You can't have a track meet with Golden State, okay? You need to make it a marathon. So they need defense. Here's what I think could be good. Cleveland would get Eric Bledsoe, Devin Booker, and Kent Bazemore. Phoenix would get Kyrie. That's a huge contract for Kent Bazemore. And Atlanta, who are clearly not trying to win, would get Channing Frye and Richard Jefferson. So you take on a bad contract for Kent Bazemore, who's getting paid roughly $15 to $16 or $17 million a year, and is a good defender, still improving his jump shot, but how much improvement can he possibly make over the next few years? That would be a good defensive player to try and stop Stephen Curry, to try and stop Klay Thompson, and also to try and stop the reinforcements that Golden State has off the bench. Another one, Cleveland, I love this, would get Eric Bledsoe, Devin Booker, and Fancy Pants Lance Stevenson. Phoenix would get Kyrie Irving. Indy would get Frye or Richard Jefferson. Again, this is a guy who, granted, hated LeBron James when the Pacers and the Heat went up against each other in the playoffs. It doesn't matter. If Michael Jordan can play with Dennis Rodman, Lance Stevenson can play with LeBron James. Another one which I like. Cleveland would get Devin Booker, Eric Bledsoe, and Harrison Barnes. So they offload that contract, which isn't great, to Cleveland. Phoenix would get Kyrie. Dallas would get Channing Frye and Iman Shumpert. Harrison Barnes, again, and a former you could say, not alum, that's the wrong word, but a Golden State castaway who helped them win many games. He knows that team. He knows the nuances of the players. So bring him in and try to have him educate those in Cleveland on how to stop these guys. Lastly, Cleveland, in a 3-teamer with Denver, would get Eric Bledsoe, Wilson Chandler, and Devin Booker. Phoenix would get Kyrie Irving and Kenneth Faried, and Denver would get Brandon Knight and Channing Frye. Again, this is dependent on Brandon Knight and also, obviously, these teams agreeing to it. But Denver's power forwards right now, Paul Millsap, Nikola Jokic, and Trey Lyles, they do not need Wilson Chandler. They do not need Kenneth Faried. They are taking away shots and also possession, mainly Wilson Chandler, from the younger guys who need to develop. So if Denver wants to get rid of Kenneth Faried, you could send him to Phoenix to be the heir apparent to Tyson Chandler, and Cleveland would then get Wilson Chandler, who is not a great two-way player, but can score his own, can get his off the dribble, is a catch-and-shoot guy, and can also defend at a above average, if not 7.25, 7.35 out of 10. So the conclusion to all this, and I want to hear all of your thoughts, leave them in the comments section below. The first part is I don't believe that this is going to happen. Again, unless Kyrie Irving agrees and Phoenix is desperate to get him, that they get rid of Devin Booker or Josh Jackson. I think more so of Josh Jackson, but Cleveland badly wants Devin Booker, so I included him in this. Eric Bledsoe is almost a shoo-in to be a part of this deal because he's with Rich Paul's Clutch Sports Group. Rich Paul is who? A bestie of LeBron James. And it seems inevitable that if Phoenix were to try and get Kyrie Irving, Eric Bledsoe would be thrown in at his monstrous salary. And also for Cleveland, they need proven players. You can't go out and get guys who aren't going to contribute right away. That's what they need, and also just some sort of future if LeBron James walks and then Kyrie Irving leaves, so they're trying to do that. So send me your thoughts. Leave them in the comment section below. Get at me on Twitter, @Strom, and subscribe to 2x2 Sports.